Welcome to this poolside chat. With me is Melanie, Fearlessly Feminine on Facebook. And we were just discussing, I was watching a video discussing masculinity, femininity, and he was very cut and dry.
Very, very.
And that evoked a conversation between us.
Mm-hmm. So what I noticed is that in a lot of the conversation about polarity, the terminology and the descriptions are very, this is this and this is this. And it sounds like there's no overlap whatsoever. And I think that a lot of women really struggle with that because, you're saying that, like this guy was saying, feminine is about being in the moment and, kind of soft and all these things. And then being in the masculine is responsibility. And it sounds to a lot of women's ears that women are not capable of being responsible or some of the other things.
Well, and because a lot of this stuff has never been talked about, it can be triggering. The reality is on a lot of these videos, we're talking to the man who just was told, I think I want a separation. He hasn't been leading. Mm-hmm. He hasn't been in a grounded, mature masculine state. He's been a little boy trying not to upset mommy because he's a nice guy. So when you hear the men talk about it, we are very cut and dry because we want to get that guy to go, holy crap, I've been a putz here and I need to do some work. Now, in our discussion, you absolutely are capable of doing all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But it goes against the core nature of the feminine.
Fair. Yeah.
Just like we can nurture and raise children as men, but that's not to our core.
Right.
And in more advanced work, there is a blurring of the lines, and a little more than blurring, I'd say there's overlap, and it's interwoven, because the masculine and the feminine are in all of us. And when we're talking about it, we talk about polarity, because the feminine responds beautifully to masculine leadership. And I say leadership because I'm talking about a grounded, confident, more advanced masculine man, as opposed to the little boy who's throwing a fit if you don't do as he says. That's dictatorship, you always hear me say.
I want to stress to the ladies that leadership doesn't mean you just acquiesce to every demand. Yeah. It's not demanding. I'm just I'm rolling with life. I'm going to make sure things get taken care of and come along for the ride.
So hopefully this won't ruin the video for you on your channel. But I lead. I make decisions.
Yeah.
What is my one rule I have when I make decisions?
Whatever's best for Melanie.
What's best for Melanie. I'm not abdicating what I want, but I'm not going to do something that is going to be bad for Melanie. And the easiest example I give is you don't like Indian food.
Yeah.
Okay. So on date night, I'm not taking you out to an Indian restaurant. It serves no purpose. If I want Indian food, I'll go at lunch with a buddy. It's a very basic example, but I think it's very clear. If you don't like it, same thing. When I make travel plans, I sit down and go, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I got kind of laid out. And you get to have input.
And when I made travel plans, what did I forget to do? Do you remember?
I'm trying to think. I don't recall.
I forgot to book the hotel.
Oh, yeah, you didn't book the hotel. Minor detail, but it was only December. We would have been okay. We wouldn't have probably had hypothermia. So understand, when a man starts doing this work, I believe a confident woman will let him lead, because he's shown he's working on himself.
Yeah.
He's leading from his heart, no longer leading from his head or his ego. That's where men get in trouble, and we get into power struggles. Now, go ahead.
When you talk about the overlap, when it gets into more advanced work, right? I try to describe that as, if you're familiar with the yin-yang symbol, right? You've got the dark and you've got the light, but within each, there's a little bit of the other.
Yeah.
And that is the entire concept of yin and yang.
everyone has masculine and feminine qualities.
Yeah.
And every woman has masculine energy. Every man has feminine energy. It is part of the human condition. And we are energetic beings, and I think this gets overlooked.
Yeah.
And so understand, sometimes you do need to be in your masculine as a woman. And if you're in it too much or all the time, it will take a toll.
And I experienced that firsthand for a long time.
Yeah. And same thing, a man shouldn't be in his feminine all the time. And he has to figure out, it is not a North Pole, South Pole thing. It is more of a spectrum, and I hate that word because it has been applied to things that it shouldn't be applied to. But you don't have to be a 10 all the way to the left as a masculine man who I'm a lumberjack cutting down trees with an axe.
But I don't want to see a man that's all the way over at a 1 or 2. I saw it a couple weeks ago at that restaurant. And this couple walked in, and I'm like, why did this couple bother me so much?
Because he was with mommy.
He was literally yes-deering everything.
Have an opinion, man. Lead.
Carried himself that way. Carried himself as if he didn't have any kind of thoughts of his own. And I'm like, that's not good.
No, it is unhealthy because he is a nice guy who thinks I can't upset her, I can't disagree. We disagree on stuff. We have amazing conversations because neither of us takes it personal. We hold the other in high regard, and we discuss. We don't argue. We're coming up on 3 years. Have we had an argument yet? I don't recall one. We've had some very fun discussions where we have
and a couple of not so fun ones, but there was no argument.
Exactly. So a little longer, but it's a topic that needs to be addressed, and we both thought it would be helpful for both of our audiences. Talk to you later.